Commencement cancellations, calls for resignations, and more cops on campus. Police continue to tighten security at colleges and universities across the nation. In Massachusetts, protesters at MIT broke through barricades there to retake an encampment after being ordered to leave the campus. And then in Illinois, police entered an encampment at the University of Chicago, actually confronting protesters and taking down tents and signs. Our Perry Russom has been following all the latest details. So, Perry, even the education secretary was on the Hill today talking about all these protests. What did he say?
Well, it's interesting to see how widespread and how serious these protests have become. Today at the Rhode Island School of Design in Providence in Rhode Island, students took over a building there. So we are seeing another instance where students are taking over a building. 22 students are inside an administrative building there asking the school to divest. We are seeing reports that some of the administrators are trying to negotiate with the students inside. But as you mentioned, the education secretary on the Hill today, he said since October 7th, when Hamas attacked Israel, there have been 145 open cases of anti-Semitism on college campuses. Only 2 have been closed so far. Here's what he had to say.
That we have common ground when it comes to our horror at the appalling anti-Semitism we are seeing on some college campuses. As President said last week, there should be no place on any campus, no place in America for anti-Semitism or threats of violence against Jewish students. There is no place for hate speech or violence of any kind.
And we are now seeing some of these protests on college campuses in the U.S. now move overseas. Germany, the Netherlands, Australia, just to name a few, are seeing protests as well. So some of these protests that started in the U.S. are now moving overseas, Kira.
Right, and we're seeing commencement ceremonies canceled as well. The first one, Columbia University, USC also. I mean, do you think this is going to continue to have a domino effect?
Well, the Emory University as well in Atlanta, they are now moving their commencement program off campus. But there was a student at Columbia University spoke to reporters yesterday. Remember, this is the COVID generation. That student telling reporters that he did not have a high school graduation because of COVID. Now he did not have a college graduation because of the protests here. So he is missing out on both of those. He says he is angry and upset. But some of these universities are going to have to decide what they want to do because some of these schools are continuing with commencements. They are continuing with some of the programs there, and they are seeing some disruptions from protesters. So we'll see where they have to go from here.
All right. Yeah, it's a big bummer. Perry, thank you so much.